What's going on, good people, man? Last night was insane. Day 3 of NFL free agency is underway. Some teams have pulled their offer back. What does that mean for the Cowboys? We got the great Law Nation in studio today. It's Whiteboard Wednesday and more. Stay tuned. The DLS Cowboys podcast is starting now. Whiteboard Wednesday.
He's back.
Stop it.
Oh, man. John is back at it again. Welcome.
That ain't the real one. That ain't the real one.
Oh, that ain't the real one. Welcome in, good people. It's the Cowboys DLLS podcast for this Wednesday, day 3 of free agency. We got a jam-packed show today, but before we get to that, just know we have the free agent die-hard sale going on right now. $36 for that sale. A t-shirt costs about $36. So if you sign up, you get a year worth of being a die-hard for $36, and included in that, you also get a free t-shirt. Plus, you get access to all of our information. You got the Fran Duffy draft guide. You have the what we call it, the Discord you have access to, 20% off discounts you have access to, all of those things. Head on over to alldls.com and sign up to be a diehard today. As we get this show on the road, a lot happening around the National Football League in day 3 of free agency. The Cowboys are in conversation. Late last night, they signed some guys, and this morning we'll get into that. But first, I am your host, and shout out to our boy Jeff Kavanaugh. He's either in surgery right now or headed to surgery right about now to get him a new bionic knee. Jeff, we're thinking about you. We love you, my boy. I've already prayed for you this morning, with you this morning, so you're going to be all right. You covered by the good Lord. If I can pray and make you sick, I can pray and get you through this thing healthy.
You pray for the doctor, the healing hand.
I pray for all of them.
The healing hand.
I pray for all of them.
The healing hands of the
robot.
I pray for all of them.
I pray for all of them. I pray for all of them. So I am the praying man himself, the host of the show for the rest of this week, Jesse Holley. White Boy Wednesday. I knew that was coming. Yep. I knew.
Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday. So it's Wednesday. We're doing Whiteboard Wednesday.
That's got to be racist.
It's got to be, especially coming from John. It's got to be. It's got to be racist.
It was your word.
I know, but John doesn't have to keep playing it all the time. It's got to be. It's got to keep the black man down. To my podcast, right? 27-year veteran, Cowboys beat writer, Clarence Hill.
We like mamas. Everybody got a mama.
And it depends on how your mama look. Depending on how much we like her. Listen, with all due respect. You know what I'm saying? And to my far podcast, right back in studio, rocking out with us again, the great one, Law Nation Sport. White Boy Wednesday.
Oh. White Boy Wednesday.
White boy.
Come on, baby.
White Boy Wednesday.
Come on, Tyrus Wheat, baby.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit of house news first. Let's do a bit of house news before we get into the big Maxx Crosby, Trey Hendrickson conversation. A little bit of house news.
Yeah.
Late last night, the Cowboys signed Demon Home. They signed one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. Yeah. So now we're gonna have a quarterback competition.
In the road.
They signed a Tar Heel great. Tar Heel great. They solidified.
They signed Daniel Jones.
Nah,
Daniel.
Tar Heel great. Tar Heel great. We got QB1 and QB1B. Now.
Wow.
Will Greer.
No, last night the Dallas Cowboys signed veteran quarterback Sam Howell. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In my opinion, when you look at the quarterbacks, Sam Howell has the most experience. Sam Howell moves up the leaderboard. I think he jumps over Will Greer and Joe Mixon as a player. Non-biased, non-Tar Heel bias, non-Tar Heel bias. He has the most starting experience.
And what did he do with that experience?
No matter what he did with
Well,
it, he had the most of it.
That's why he's on another team.
All I'm saying is he had the most experience.
Just say how important it is to have a good quarterback in training camp, practices, and all of that stuff.
It's good to have it, but the great what's my guy named Tom? Was it Tom Rudd?
No. I can't think of his name.
He was the offensive coordinator of the Colts back in the day.
Okay,
and they asked him about if something happened to Peyton Manning. Okay, and he basically said, "We're effed."
Right, and we don't practice F.
And we don't practice F.
Okay,
so getting the backup quarterback.
Getting back up quarterback ready.
Right.
I'm having a good time with the Sam Howell signing thing.
Right.
Anything happens to Dak Prescott,
you're screwed. You're toast.
You're screwed. Yeah. So they signed Sam Howell, Tar Heel. I'm making light of it. Mm-hmm. But if Dak Prescott goes down,
hey, you're on the phone calls. You trading. You asking for something.
No, your season's over. Your season's over.
Yeah, Sam. And honestly,
Sam Howell.
Mostly backups are supposed to maybe get you a game or two. Right. It ain't for the rest of the season.
This is not like the Bernie Kosars back in the day.
No. And then early this morning, the Cowboys they redid Jonathan Mingo's deal. What do you say? They signed him.
They pretty much did it yesterday, but basically Mingo was on the contract. He's not a free agent. He was on last year of his rookie deal, and basically they signed him to a new deal. Basically, they took away his roster bonus, workout bonus, like $800,000, and just signed him to a deal which was the same base salary he was going to get.
Okay,
so basically they took away his bonus to save him some money.
Right.
So give us a little cap room. And say, hey, you can either take this or you can be a free agent.
Right. So, Mingo, and then early this morning, Tyrus Wheat, who was a Cowboy, went to the Lions, is now back with the Cowboys.
I don't know if he's back. I think they're talking. Is it a done deal?
I want to say it's a done deal. They signed him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know.
Tyrus Wheat. All right. So now we got that news out the way.
Yeah, because you got. Why would you go for Maxx Crosby when you got Tyrus Wheat?
Exactly.
We get Tyrus Wheat back in the house. Yeah. Why go with Maxx Crosby?
We got McDonald's at home.
You got Tyrus Wheat.
All right. So I know why you're here, right? I know why everyone is here because we want to talk about what transpired yesterday in the news. We all know Maxx Crosby was the belle of the ball this free agency, right?
Right.
Leaving the Las Vegas Raiders, everybody was in, not everybody, but a lot of teams were in the Maxx Crosby sweepstakes, the Cowboys being one of them. The Raiders wanted 2 first-round picks and thought they got 2 first-round picks from the Baltimore Ravens. Mm-hmm. Well, 24 hours later, news breaks that the Baltimore Raiders, after viewing and looking at the medicals, have rescinded their offer. Now, this is what we're talking about, the difference between actually signing people and the legal tampering period. Right? So all these deals that you're seeing done, they can't be signed until 4 o'clock today. 3 or 4 o'clock today.
Okay.
So everything that was signed Monday and signed Tuesday weren't deals.
Agreed upon. They were agreed upon.
But they can't put ink to paper until today.
Verbally, like a verbal agreement.
This is what Jerry was mad about Micah with, right? We talked about it. We had a verbal agreement.
Right. This is entirely different from the Randy Gregory thing, right? Whereas they had some type of contractual thing.
Or they had to sign that.
They decided. So you put the exact same thing.
So until you put pen to paper, then it doesn't matter. Well, the Baltimore Ravens said, whether they got cold feet, got new information, the lights came on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and what you thought was a 10 really was a 2. They pulled their offer back, and now it has been a firestorm.
It's chaos
across the National Football League about that. In conjunction with that, a player that the Cowboys also wanted. Or we're looking at getting Trey Hendrickson. He was on the market, didn't go day one of free agency. Some thought his numbers was too high. Well, the Ravens pulled back off the Maxx Crosby offer, jumped right on Trey Hendrickson and signed him to a 4-year, $120 million deal.
Without having to give up 2 first-round picks.
Without having to get up 2 first-round picks. So I present it to you, and now I toss it to you, Clarence Hill. What does that mean now for the Dallas Cowboys? Do they re-engage and get back into the conversation of Maxx Crosby now that they've kind of lost out on Trey Hendrickson signing to Baltimore? Where do they go now in this game?
And there are layers to this because this has reverberations throughout the league because a lot of people pivoted and made other decisions when they couldn't get Maxx Crosby and one of the Cowboys. They pivoted to Rashan Gary. because they wanted Maxx Crosby. They offered a first and a second for Maxx Crosby, and they pivoted to Rashan Gary. Just on paper, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm going to pivot again and go back to Maxx Crosby, right? Because Maxx Crosby, who you wanted, Maxx Crosby is the better player. Maxx Crosby is the better fit for what you want to do. And you pivoted to Rashan Gary. And Rashan Gary is a good player. They like him. They like the fit, like the scheme fit. But they adjusted to that after they couldn't get Maxx Crosby, because clearly they tried to get Maxx Crosby. So the question is that, do the Cowboys now go back in and try to get Maxx Crosby? Because I already got Rashan Gary for a 4th-round pick. His number is set. Why can't we have both? Can't we have both?
Both of them.
Both of them. We still need pass rush. Why can't we have both? And what we understand that the Cowboys team doctor nationally noted, rehab specialist, knee doctor, orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Dan Cooper, the man you see on the sideline with the white hat. He's always famous because he's the only on the Cowboys sideline as a doctor with the white hat. White cowboy hat, where's the Cowboys at? Dr. Dan Cooper. He did my daughter's knee surgery when my daughter tore her knee up as a sophomore at Euless Trinity and playing soccer. First person I called, Dan Cooper. He did a surgery. That's his clinic is where Jeff is having right now. Where Jeff is having his surgery. Okay. So a lot of teams across the league deal with him. A lot of players across the league. He did Patrick Mahomes surgery. He also did Siobhan Rebels surgery. When Siobhan Rebels in East Carolina. Okay. Before signing with the Cowboys, before knowing anything about coming to the Cowboys, before the draft, his surgery was done by Dr. Dan Cooper. So he is a noted knee guy, okay? Right. And so the Ravens consulted with him before they made the decision to back out. So that tells you, and now we got reports that the Cowboys are not interested, okay? So they got institutional knowledge.
Oh, wow.
They got institutional knowledge, okay? I mean, just go back to Jalen Smith. He did Jalen Smith surgery.
Man, he does it all.
When he was in college. And the Cowboys drafted Jalen Smith because they got institutional knowledge on, he may not miss his first year, but he has a chance to come back and play. You're talking about a catastrophic knee injury that was a career ending for a lot of people. A lot of people thought, but that institutional knowledge from Dr. Dan Cooper. So right now, as of now, the Cowboys are not interested. They're not interested in that ship has sailed. You know, they're not. They moved on. With Gary, they're not interested in getting back in again. They had institutional knowledge. Most people across the league say it's dirty pool by the Ravens.
Yeah,
they said dirty pool by the Ravens.
Because they had to know that there's going to be some type of recovery time and all of this stuff.
He had surgery 8 weeks ago.
8 weeks ago. So they knew something was going on.
You should have done all your homework on the knee, everything before you do this, right? You don't wait till the day of this. Okay, now they felt, well, I think they had buyer's remorse on those 2 first-round picks. And knowing that they could get in Trey Hendrickson, and they have already pivoted to getting Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati.
Well, that deal manifested real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, because they was already it happened. You know, and again for the same money, essentially, for the same money. So yeah, it's a lot of dirty pool. But
they did white out on the name. Just white out the name Maxx Crosby.
But Max was in Baltimore. He was in Baltimore. Yo, I mean, he's tweeting from Baltimore to Shaboozey. I mean, he was down with the Baltimore culture.
Party. He may be embarrassed just a little bit.
From a Cowboys standpoint, is it cool?
Let me ask this, because this is why I always like to have law here, because we give different views, right? I try to give an analyst from a player perspective and as real as I can possibly come. You come from years of experience as a beat writer, but you come in from from the as they say, the new media world.
The new media, baby.
Right? The new you represent the new media. And so with the Cowboys not re-engaging in conversations with Maxx Crosby, okay with you, not okay with you? Is this the Cowboys moving differently? No. That's a use that the content creators in the YouTube space use. Right. Moving different. Right. Is this moving different feels?
Man, let me tell you what this is all about now.
You got the counter?
Come on with it. Let me tell you about this all the time.
Here we go.
What's going on basically is that the Cowboys don't want to appear desperate, because this will be like a sloppy second type of groove, right? Because at the same time, the decision was for the Ravens to use 2 firsts for them or what have you. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys offered a first and a second. Well, now that the Raiders looking at this, they saying, hey, y'all still want to give us that first and a second? No, that price is different now because of the situation that the Ravens kind of pulled back from it. So Maxx Crosby price got to go down at some point as I look at this, right?
Not so fast.
2 firsts still is on the table.
That's what the Raiders want.
The Raiders want.
Raiders still talking about 2 firsts, but I don't know if it goes down that much. And here's why.
Break it down.
The Raiders still, with all they have signed,
right,
still have enough cap room to sign, to take that $30 million cap hit from Maxx Crosby coming back to their football team. So stay right there. We're up against it. So we're going to continue this conversation into segment 2. I love this because we need to get into the Trey Hendrickson part. So I'm going to give you more space, Law, so that you can kind of, flush out your thoughts about this. And then we'll talk some more about the Cowboys losing out on Trey Hendrickson and this whole busting the budget thing may not be going as planned for the Dallas Cowboys. Say it right here, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. We got the BET edition up here today. Cowboy DLS podcast. We'll be right back. What's up, good people? Let me tell you about my friends at Branded Bills. Whether you need a snapback trucker, fitted beanie, or t-shirt, Branded Bill has you covered with performance and style. Looking for some gear to make your brand stand out from the crowd? Branded Bills is where you need to go, baby. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to have a dedicated team member, right? You start your order, then a dedicated team member takes over, and they put everything in order for you so that way you have the exact custom look that you're looking for and that you need. Don't let your brand not be what it's supposed to be. Go over to Branded Bills and let them do what it is that they do. And they have a partnership with over 40 colleges as a part of their college campus collection, including TCU and Texas and Texas Tech and all other colleges. So head on over right now to brandedbills.com and use the promo code BBDLLS for 15% off your first order. That's brandedbills.com and use the promo code BBDLLS for 15% off your first order. We all surf the internet, but let me tell you about my friends at Surfshark. Here's what they do. They developed a humanized and security solution to safeguard your data and privacy online. It allows you to virtually travel the world, browse privately by encrypting your internet activities, blocking ads and malwares that get in your way, and more. Using a VPN is like wearing pants. It keeps all the important stuff private when you step foot outside. A VPN covers your whole online activity. And once your device is connected to the internet, all the information is encrypted. That way, all your online activity is hidden from snoopers and trackers. What is the benefit of this? It protects the entire household, so you're secure and connected. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and they have 24-hour customer service. All you have to do is go to surfshark.com/DLLS and use the code DLLS at checkout to get 4 extra months at a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee of Surfshark VPN today. Welcome back to the Cowboys DLLS podcast. Day 3 of the NFL free agency is underway. The Cowboys have made some signings. A storm has happened all throughout the National Football League with the Ravens rescinding their offer of the Maxx Crosby deal, then backflipping, signing Trey Hendrickson to a deal. Let's hit these super chats before we get back into this conversation. We got Chris. It says, Howell and Wheat. Hell yeah. Bust that budget, baby.
Bust it. Bust it.
I got my belt buckle on today. If I had my belt buckle on, I'd be like this.
Wait a minute.
I should have worn today. I should have worn that belt buckle today, baby. But yeah, they busting that budget the way they sign these players. Ike 860 says, white boy less Wednesday. Prayers for our boy Jesse.
White boy Wednesday. Jeff.
This is a melanin filled show today. And Jeff says he's black sometimes, but it's when it's convenient, I guess. Welcome back to the Cowboys DLS Cowboys podcast. Jesse, Clarence, Law Nation is in the building with us today. Now, the conversation we were talking about was Maxx Crosby, the Cowboys are out.
Right.
Whether it be the medicals, whether they felt like we're not spinning the block on this no more. We've transitioned to Rashan Gary.
Right.
And one of the other guys that they had wanted was Trey Hendrickson.
Right.
And there was talks about Trey Hendrickson number would have been a little bit too high to what they're willing to pay.
Right.
He signed with the Baltimore Ravens, which really is a 4-year, $112 million deal, which really breaks down to, it's really a 2-year, $60 million deal.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what it breaks down to.
He get what he wants.
He gets what he wants. He gets a deal. He gets some money. And he gets 20 at signing bonus. He gets some bread. Right. But they're not stuck into this thing until he's 35 years old. They're kind of going for it right now with the Trey Hendrickson signing. And Law, I want to go back to you so that you can kind of air out your thoughts a little bit more. With the Cowboys saying that they no longer want to engage with the Maxx Crosby and then not getting Trey Hendrickson in a deal, get a deal done when they know they need a pass rusher. Rashan Gary is not enough.
Right, he's not the move.
When you hear the term, and this is the term that has come from your space.
Right.
This is your space.
Come on with it.
You're the content creator.
Come on with it.
You are in that space. You are one of the best to be doing it right now. And so the term moving different. The Cowboys and Jerry and Steven, they moving different. Are they?
I mean, it's been 30 years, 30 seasons. Basically, the Cowboys just don't operate on the first or the opening week of free agency with a lot of movement, right? Normally, they are pretty much on vacation, telling the world's going on Alaska's cruise, whatever they may be doing.
Shout out to the Bravo Eugenia.
Shout out to it, Bravo Eugenia. But I'm looking at it like this. The Cowboys in this particular space, they did make some movements. I'm thinking that, like you said, Maxx is the creme de la creme out of this particular opening of the free agency and the trade acquisitions and the opening of the new year. Now that they got a chance, I'm thinking that they will say, yeah, I'm out of it, but they're really much so in it, Because the reason being is because they already said that they wanted first. They wanted him for what Clarence said, a first and a second, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what they offered the first time around.
Rashan Gary don't change that for you.
Correct.
Shouldn't.
And Tyrus Wheat doesn't change that for you, right?
Shouldn't.
So they should still be at play, but not with the particular resources. I'm thinking that they probably do when the draft day comes, changes of the opinion may happen, and they might just offer a straight up one of those wands that they got.
So you think that Maxx Crosby will still be available around draft time?
I'm thinking.
He could be, and there's talk out of Oakland, Vegas,
right,
that he's back in the facility, and they're looking forward or focusing on him being on the team this year. I would say, obviously, it's fluid. Draft time is a time that it can be revisited, but also next year before the trade deadline. Let's see how the season goes.
Yeah.
See how the season goes.
Kind of like a mid-season.
Yeah,
trade.
it could be a mid. We'll see how all that works. But just on face value, if I wanted Maxx Crosby, if I'm all in, if I'm moving different, if I'm really trying to be aggressively and change the fortune of this team, we know, most people know, you could assume, and we don't know unless Dr. Cooper saw something that's crazy, he should be able to play next year. He's going to be a focused Maxx Crosby after all this stuff. I would still want him on my team. This should not, I would still try to do some things to get him on the team because, again, as we're looking at how the Cowboys are moving and what they're doing, I don't know if they're moving different, but we also know, everybody knows it's about next year. It's about winning next year. Does Maxx Crosby help me win next year?
I'm looking at some of the Vegas odds about, teams like Chicago, Buffalo. Just move some money around, just restructure Josh Allen's contract to free up about $12 million in cap space. Chicago, they're talking about that. They're saying, they're saying 43% right now says that he stays with Vegas or retires.
Right.
27% says to Chicago Bears. 8% says Buffalo. 7% right now to Philadelphia. So there's still some people that are in the conversation of Maxx Crosby.
And that's why I wanted to hope that this can pretty much wait to draft day because all of that changes.
You better hope it's not Philly.
Yeah, because what we do, we have the strongest purchasing power on draft day because we got the 12th and the 20th. Those teams don't. The Raiders may be looking at it like, hey, we can free up clear up some stuff depending on who they pretty much look at between free agency and to draft too. So this could all work out in our favor, though. We just can't be so desperate to go get it.
But you're in a desperate mood, right?
I know we just
can't
perceive.
Aren't you in a desperate situation? Because and maybe it's us,
right?
Maybe it's us and you two at home looking into words a little bit too deeply. And I discussed this at length here on the Cowboys DLS podcast. When Jerry says certain things,
right?
We're always at. And shout out to Clarence for being boots on the ground, being there, getting these quotes from him. A year or two ago, all in.
Yeah.
We hear that. So automatically we think all in means, hey, chips, all in. Yeah. We're going for it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
He doesn't. Yeah.
So this year we hear busting the budget, right?
He said it, unprompted.
He said it. And so now do we say to ourselves, is this just off-season jargon? Another one of Jerry Jones's media words to stir things up? Or is this Bible? Right? Is this Bible because he's saying we're busting the budget? And you see how, all right, the Christian Parker thing, you know, all right, maybe he is moving different. And then you start seeing stuff like, I'm not mad at the Rashan Gary.
Right.
I'm not mad at the Jalen Thompson. Right.
PJ Locke.
PJ Locke.
Right.
Shout out to Sam Howell. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. But busting a budget, to me,
none of these are bust.
None of these are busting the budget.
Yeah. I get what you said.
I'm looking for the Aaron Judge Grand Slam. Ken Griffey. I'm looking for the great Hambino and Sandlot. Call your shot.
Yeah.
And crack that thing out the park.
That's what we were sold. That's what we were sold.
And so now I'm looking around and I'm saying,
what other piece that can be as big as Maxx right now? None. Because I thought for sure I was in the mindset that we was going to have Trey.
You move different. If you want to fulfill that goal, sign GP.
He get him out of the house.
Sign GP to a real deal.
Yeah, they'll clip a lot of money too.
Well, I'm just talking about that. Yeah. That tells you you're serious about, okay, we're doing something different. Don't wait till they sign GP now.
Oh, let me ask you this then, and everybody that's watching, the audience that's watching. So busting of the budget, would you qualify that as it relates to signing GP for a long term? Would that count?
When you start hearing Jerry Jones talk, he start talking about budget-wise, well, you know, we got 2 first-round picks.
Right.
And we got to pay those first-round picks.
That's not moving different.
And so, like, what we consider or what we perceive to be the budget that he's talking about opening up and busting a budget, we're looking at it as people that is coming from the outside, not the folks that's already in the building. You see what I'm saying? That's how I perceived it. I perceived it was you cracking open the budget and you going to get Maxx Crosby. Right, and you pull off the left knee and say F these picks.
F these picks.
I'm going to get a game changer.
Right.
I'm not going to get somebody who plays in the game. I'm going to get somebody who changed it. I think Rashan Gary and Phillips and Locke, they play in the game.
Right.
They ain't game changers. They ain't game changers.
I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I thought about busting the budget.
And when we looked at this defense and what the Cowboys needed to do, we felt they needed to add some difference makers. They lost a difference maker in he who shall not be named, but there was a chance to come in here.
Never mind. I ain't gonna disrespect. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Proceed.
Micah Parsons sucks. But that was the focus coming in. You know, that's why Crosby was on the table. That's why they made an offer for Crosby, because he was a difference maker.
Correct.
Okay, and so they didn't get different. They got guys that fit the scheme. Okay, they got guys that fit the system. We talked about they got guys that they had a vision for. Again, solid guys. I said it. I'm not being negative. I think the defense is better based on what they did.
Right.
I thought they were going to do more. They made us believe they were going to do more. They made us believe they were going to get true difference maker outside of the opportunities in the draft in free agency. I'm going to be more aggressive. I'm going to, mortgage my future, and it's not going to worry about the future, more about now. Okay, I'm going to bust the budget, and you do that for those top tier free agents.
What are you willing to offer? I'm asking both of you this.
Okay.
Clarence, what are you willing to offer now that you have the information from an inside source and Dr. Dan Cooper? What are you willing to offer now to the Raiders for Maxx Crosby?
I give him a 1 still.
Just a shout out, straight up 1.
Yeah, I give him a 1, and maybe a contingency, a contingent 1 or a contingent 1 of the 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, depending on how many games he plays, how healthy he is. Clearly, Dr. Cooper saw something. They saw something on there. But what's also true is,
did Dr. Cooper see something on there, or he saw what was already there?
Right.
And the Ravens are playing dirty pool, like
right.
you said.
I think the Ravens are playing dirty pool, but again, beyond the Ravens, and maybe the Cowboys say, well, we've already made our decision, we moved on, and we can't move back because of the resources, and we got committed to Gary. I think that's part of the Cowboys' decision. I think independent, it'd be different if Gary wasn't on this team. And then you could, because the Cowboys are known to take risks for the high reward. So take some injury risk for high reward.
Jerry said no more red shirt guys, right?
He was talking about the draft.
What would you give up? What would your offer be right now for Maxx Crosby?
It's either straight up the 12th pick or it's straight up the 20th pick.
Okay, one of the
I'm not
one
getting
of
up
the
the
two.
12th pick.
Yeah.
You're not getting up the 12th pick.
It's just depending on where you leverage
But the bottom line is this. Crosby's going to play next year.
Sure.
Yeah. He's going to play next year. Okay?
Where we don't know.
But if he wasn't going to play.
Right.
But he's going to play next year. So let's be honest about it. This is not a career-ending injury.
No,
it's
a meniscus.
Yeah, it's not a career-ending injury.
Clean up.
No. So you are saying one of the first-round picks.
Just dependent because we still got, I guess, alleyways until we get into the draft.
Yeah.
So we got a few more weeks or what have you. But at this point, if we can't find a legitimate edge rusher, then it probably behooved the Cowboys to just give up straight up to 12th, and you still have a first-round pick with the 20th.
All right. So coming up next, we got Whiteboard Wednesday, and put it in the chat. One word, just one word to describe the Cowboys free agency thus far. Coming up next on the Cowboys DLS Cowboys podcast. All right, man, let's sign up to be a diehard. And here's what you get. You get Fran Duffy's draft guide. Everything that you talk over 100+ players. Fran Duffy does the work. We saw him at the combine. He's there. He's talking to the agents. He's talking to coaches. He is really boots on the ground, putting in a ton of work so that he can give you this guide of every single player that is draft, not every single player, but most of the guys that we're talking about that you're looking for, that you're not even looking for. It's in the Fran Duffy draft guide. But in order to get the Fran Duffy draft guide, you got to be locked in. You got to be a diehard. QR code in the bottom of the screen. And right now, for the Freak of Free Agency, we have a $36 free agency sale. So you can sign up to be a diehard for $36. Regularly, it's like $80 on a normal day. $36. And it comes with the free t-shirt. Don't know if you know it or not. T-shirt normally costs you about $36 if you went online and just got it. Well, you sign up for $36 today, you get the free t-shirt. And if you want another t-shirt with signing up and being a diehard today, you get 20% off. So you get that as many t-shirts as you want to get, right? I get another t-shirt, 20% off. Another t-shirt, 20% off. And as we begin to have our events, every event that we have, you get 20% off those events as well. You get a cool little Karen card. So when you see us out and about, you flash that Karen card, we know that you down with us. We know that you ain't trying to snuff us either. We know that, you down with the squad. We ain't trying to cause no harm to us. You family. Use family to the boys, right? So sign up to be a diehard today. You get the Fran Duffy draft guide. You get into the Discord where we talk about food. We close. I'm telling y'all, we close to dropping this Discord chat room. I'm telling you, we are so close to doing that, but I need your help. So go ahead and sign up today at alldls.com. Become a diehard, not a threat, like Jeff says. Welcome back to the Cowboys DLLS podcast. We got Law Nation, Clarence Hill, Jesse Holley. Send prayers up to our boy Jeff Kavanaugh. He is under the knife robotically, he said. Robotically. He's at Dan Cooper's.
Can you pray for a robot?
I can pray for anything I want to pray for.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I
know your God can do anything.
My God is unlimited.
Can you pray for
Don't
a robot?
put your limitations on my God.
Can you pray for a robot?
Yeah.
Pray for it all.
I'm praying for the person that put the robot together. I pray for the electricity that to go out while the robot working, the generators to work. I'm praying for it all. I'm praying for it all. So Jeff is getting his knee replaced, and he'll be back with us momentarily. My
Somebody said he's getting the Maxx Crosby knee. You heard that?
Yeah. They gonna put, but we ain't pulling our deal back. Let's hit these super chats up right quick. Captain Creature says Max busting it. What is it? Max busting.
I'm busting the budget. Max busting. Bust Maxing.
That's a major pause right there.
Max the
Armand
busted.
We got Armand with the $10 chat said the Cowboys were only busting the budget for a limited for a limited of players and went 1 for 3 BTB, bust the budget, and now this is going back to their usual negotiation tactics.
Fair.
That's fair. That's fair. Queen says,
hold on.
Yes.
She's a queen to be.
Sing it.
Come on. She says this should be the true all-in situation to prove. I'm with you. With you.
Yeah.
Go all in with that right there. And just for the hell of it, we got Brother Fred to give us the salute. Thank you, brother. Right back to you. All right, we are here. It's Whiteboard Wednesday. Whiteboard Wednesday, the Medellin edition. Yours is behind you. So what we have right here, and put it in the chat. All right, put it in the chat. You get one word. Clarence, not a compound word. Don't add extra words. Don't add words in parentheses.
You be drawing stuff.
Don't add one word.
You drew a clock last week.
One word.
He drew a clock.
He drew a clock. Oh
yeah,
my God.
He did George Pickens drew a clock on.
We was giving George Pickens birthday gifts. What was your birthday gift?
Oh, wow.
I said an alarm clock. Get
there on time.
Get my boy on time. Time is money, man. All right, so one word to describe the Cowboys free agency as it currently sits. Let me just recap it for you right now, right? Not. I guess you can call it. It's in the free agent bubble, but traded for Rashan Gary, signed Jalen Thompson, PJ Locke, Sam Howell, Tyrus Wheat. Who am I missing? And
Sam Williams, I guess.
they got the defensive tackle. I can't pronounce his name from the Chargers. They signed him.
Tito.
They signed Tito. So where are we at right now? Let's Law, you got a word already up there?
Oh my gosh, man! They gonna
yeah, we're gonna
don't shank me with the butterfly.
Yeah, we're gonna shank you.
I got trying.
Come
on, baby. Keep hope alive and put some spoons in the chat,
Cowboy
man.
Fan,
hey man, put some Kool-Aid spoons in
Cowboy
the chat.
fan.
Trying. They are at least trying this particular free agency opening week. I would give them a pass on a few things.
What are you giving a pass for? Because
right. Because at the
what
end
are they
of
trying?
the day, here's
That's
what
trying.
they're trying.
When you don't get to steal a Clarence quote, you don't get an A for effort.
Hey, and I get you don't get an A for effort.
Trying don't get you Super Bowls.
Try do not get you Super Bowls, but we know we got a stubborn owner, melanoless.
What are you gonna say?
I'm about to say, what do you call it? When you always
melancholy?
No, not that. He always in the mix. He always got his hands on stuff. What do you call it? Start with the My mind is gone. I don't have enough coffee. But what I'm trying. No, meddling. That's what I meant to say. Meddling owner. Meddling. He meddles around. Meddling.
He's always in stuff.
He's always in stuff.
That's that Mississippi accent. You can't get the words out. That Mississippi can't get the Mississippi words.
Leave me alone. But what I'm trying to say here is that Meddleson always in the mix. Get on the messy bus, Jerry. But here's what I got to say with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. They don't know what the hell they doing at times. It's been 30 years. This is the first time, at least in a long time, that they are in this particular position and they are matching the identity of what Christian Parker is looking for with Jalen Thompson as well as PJ. And, of course, they're going to play multiple fronts. So that's why they brought in the Otito guy, So I'm thinking that they at least trying.
All right, so you went with trying.
Law
Nation, noted Cowboy fan.
Water carrier.
Cowboy lover.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, leave me alone. Get your hands off of me. Unhand me.
Law Nation with
trying.
Clarence Hill, what is your one word to describe the Dallas Cowboys?
What do you got?
Even with meh.
And again, I've said it before. Because these conversations are not individual conversations.
Right. These are not. It's correct.
These conversations are not individual conversations. They're not in an individual bubble. They're extensions of other conversations, extensions of other years, okay?
Correct.
And based on what they've done in the past, based on what we were told they were going to do this year, they wet my whistle for more.
Pause.
What's the way? You don't know what year.
No, man. That's that old. More than 1960.
What they wet it with?
I wanted a cool glass of water.
What you put your mouth for?
Good.
What you put your mouth for?
I had my whistle.
What he put his
drop right there, John?
What he put his mouth for, Chad?
They wet my whistle.
Whoa! What you put your mouth for?
Is that gonna drop now? I'm just saying, I was jonesing for a little more. I was excited. Dad, you're excited for a little more, okay?
They did.
So on face value, what they did was solid. Make sure you get that in there, okay? Yeah. What they did was solid. And I said before, they are better on defense based on what they did. They are better against the run based on what they did.
Right.
But I was expecting more.
No,
don't do that. You don't get no credit for trying. you did it or you didn't. You don't get this ain't elementary.
It's the whistle wet.
With the fact that you did all your homework, you don't get a grade for doing all your homework. Okay? Did you get the answers right? You passed the test.
It got to be a wet whistle.
I'm just saying, man.
They said wet whistle Wednesdays.
So I'm just saying that because to me it's about winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It ain't just about getting better. It ain't just about getting in the playoffs, okay? It ain't about improving the team to get in the playoffs, to get in there. What have you done to get to the Super Bowl? And does this get you to the Super Bowl? And based on Jerry Thomas, you see what the Patriots did. You see what Seattle did for agency, how they went from the playoffs, out of the playoffs to the Super Bowl based on their moves in free agency. So I expected more. Even if it wasn't difference makers, I expected more moves to upgrade the defense before the draft. And so, good job. Good effort. Good. We give you credit for trying, but if you don't get home, it don't matter.
Facts. Yeah. Right.
All right. So, I mean, we're kind of all similar in where we're at. I just went with kind of,
that's mad.
I know.
Yeah, but Ed is worse than Mad's better than Ed.
I went with because here's my thing. Okay. Well, 30 years.
You see that face?
Yeah, that's how it looks.
That's negative.
That's how. Call it whatever you want.
Ed is like 6 or 7, right?
Like call it whatever you want. But here's my thing, and this is what we currently now is. This is fluid. Things are subject to change. If you go and you get Maxx Crosby, you go and you get some other trades or something like that, then we can change our opinion.
Right.
But today, as we sit on Wednesday, on Whiteboard Wednesday,
white boy,
it's White Boy Wednesday. It's to me because it's 30 years of this thing, man. It's 30 years of this. Cheap does not bring championships.
No,
it don't.
It's not.
Balancing budget don't bring championships.
We live in a league now where it is shown all across the league how you go and you work the cap.
Right.
How you go and you leverage some of the future for some of the right now. It's a way of doing business. It's the American way. And so when the Cowboys keep showing up and they talk a good game in the offseason and they say all the right things in the offseason and they give you a here man damn. Right. They give you a here man damn Christian Parker.
Come on.
Here man damn.
Damn, here you go.
Yeah, y'all been talking about y'all want a black DC baller. Here man damn. So here. But then you don't follow that up with more impactful stuff.
Right.
It's like here man damn, and then I'm about to pull a law. Remember in Friday?
Yeah.
The mama came in the room and said, run the store and get me something. And she gave him the money. They said, this ain't gonna be enough. She said, make it enough.
Yeah.
And it's like they said, man, here, man, damn, Christian Parker. Here, y'all got Christian Parker.
Yeah.
And then we like, all right, bet. He needs some players. And he went, here. He said, this ain't enough. Make it enough.
Make it enough.
That doesn't work in this league, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't work. Make it enough don't work in the National Football League. You got to go and get it. You got to go and put the hustle behind that muscle. You got to go out there and put the players on the field so that the here man damn Christian Parker can go out there and work his magic. Now, I'm not saying that Rashan Gary is not a decent player.
Right.
He ain't a world changer. He ain't a world beater. Right? You got slightly better than what you already had in Clowney last year. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Jalen Thompson's not a decent player.
Right.
He ain't Ed Reed. He's slightly above. He
had you thirsty for more. Just say you were thirsty for more.
He was a little bit better than Wanye. Okay, it's a little bit better than Wanye. That ain't getting you from 42nd to
PJ
12th.
Lock a little bit of better than Wanye. Jalen way better than Wanye.
Jalen, come on. Thompson.
Jalen way better than Wanye.
Wait, the gap ain't that big. I'm sorry. The gap ain't that big.
Right? That money gap
and
Michael Strahan.
Like
that money gap that big.
PJ
that
Lock.
gap big as Michael Strahan teeth.
PJ Lock, okay.
Yeah.
He's a rotational piece.
Rotational.
So you didn't do anything that's going to take your team from here to here.
Let me do this then, Jesse. I have the powers to create time and we go back into Monday. I got Mayor and Air, both of y'all. what would you do differently? What moves would you have made with the money that the Cowboys had, as far as to be that, wow, and we can take Maxx off the table?
Hold that thought. We'll answer that question when we come back on the Cowboys DLLS podcast right here. All right, man, we got the free agent frenzy going on. Become a diehard. John, you got some of those T-shirts up there on the list? Don't we got do we still got the St. Patrick's Day shirts? St. Patrick's Day shirts right there, man. You don't want to get pinched on our watch, man. So we want to make sure that if you sign up to be a diehard, get you one of these green shirts right there, so you are set for the St. Patrick's Day festivities this year and years to come. Don't miss out on a chance to get there, right? Some people might want the day drinking champion. Not my cup of tea, but maybe you're a day drinker. The DLS green one is a nice one. They have another day drinking champion one. They got all the things that you need. If you're watching this and you're from other cities, don't get those cities. Get a DLLS one because you're watching our show. You want to support our show in this. So you have all the St. Patrick's Day all city shirts. Get you a green one because somebody will pinch you if you are not wearing green on St. Patrick's Day. But all you got to do is sign up right now because we have the free agent frenzy, $36. Normally $79.99. You get it for $36. So all you have to do is go to alldls.com and sign up. Or if you're here, QR code right there in the bottom of the screen. It'll be on this side for y'all looking right there on the bottom of that screen right there. Boom. Hit that QR code. Information pops up. You can sign up to be a diehard member, and we know that you really, really, really rock out with us when you do things like that. It's just $36. And before the draft gets here, you sign up to be a diehard, $36. You get Fran's diehard draft guide. You got to be locked in to get that particular one. Fran has done a ton of work, over 100 plus players that you now have information on. You can build your own draft board. You can have your own draft conversation using all the information that you got from Fran Duffy on that draft guide. So do not wait another minute. Get signed up today. Get the draft guide. Get the T-shirt. Get locked in. You better be part of us, man.
Come on with it. Let's get
Welcome back to the Cowboys DLLS podcast. And we want to jump right back in this thing. You had a question, Law. I want you to recap your question, and then we're going to answer the question.
Most certainly. So if we had a time machine to go back to Monday,
yes,
opening of the free agency or legal tampering, what would wet the whistle of the type of move? Because that was
not my whistle. It was what his whistle.
What's your whistle, Clarence?
What you gonna put your
mouth on? What was you thirsty for?
What was that?
What was you thirsty for, Jesse?
You ain't hear me that.
What was you thirsty for?
What you putting your mouth on to wet that whistle? We wind back time.
What was you thirsty for? What were the Cowboys thirsty for? What would have satisfied your thirst? What would have quenched your thirst on Monday? That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What would have quenched your Cowboys thirst? Your Cowboy, not the Jesse thirst. What would have quenched your Cowboys thirst? What they could have done? What could they have done to quench your Cowboys thirst? That's what he really asking.
F these picks.
Right, you would trade the pick.
You just trade them all.
Because what?
Maxx is the only creme de la creme.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's the only difference maker. Yeah. He's the only difference maker. I'm not a big fan of Hendrickson. Okay. Maxx is the only difference maker. He's the only one. And so if you want to put yourself in the conversation,
right,
of truly being, and also to me, this draft isn't an elite draft. Okay. This is not an elite draft. This is not one of those drafts where you're excited to have a top 10 pick.
Okay.
There isn't any generational talent in this draft. There isn't any talent in this draft that you look back and you're like, now, I'm not saying that they can't turn out to that, but I'm not saying off rip. You're looking at this and you're saying, gotta have them.
Gotta have them. We had so many holes on this team. So I know for sure Maxx Crosby, like you said, would have changed the mindset of the fan
and the trajectory of the defense.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Hold on before I get to that, before you start, let me just put a bow on my thought.
Go ahead.
Because what Maxx Crosby brings you is when this defense was respectable, when it was respectable, it had a game changer on it. He who will not be named, it had a game changer on it. Know what that led to? That led to one player having a bunch of interceptions. That led to another player having a bunch of pick sixes, getting paid. That led to other guys. That led to Osa having career high numbers in sacks because he was getting double teamed. I mean, hell, look at Rashan Gary. What he was when Michael was on the field and what he became when Michael wasn't on the field, right? So I'm saying to you, a game changer changes the game.
The game.
It changes the players around you. They're able to, their C-level talent gets bumped up to a C+, B- because of that level of player around them. There isn't anybody in the draft at 12 or 20 that's going to give you that. Not one person, in my opinion. This is my humble opinion. Not one player. So I'm like, F the picks. Go get somebody that's going to change what you do.
So that's basically you right here.
Yeah. It's going to change what you do. Then the guys around him also become better because they're not having to deal with all of that. They're able to have more of those one-on-one matchups. And then when you need to close a game out, when you need to go to the bullpen, when you need to go get a Mariano Rivera, you got one. Yeah. You got one in Maxx. No, there's not a single soul that is currently employed by the Cowboys defensively that keep OCs awake at night. Yeah. Not one.
Not one.
And my thing is this, short of getting that guy, it was having a plan, executing the plan. And clearly the plan was get a pass rusher.
Right.
Get a defensive back, get a linebacker. So if you'd accomplished the Kobe Dean or Devin Lloyd or one of those linebackers to go along with what you got, then at least I say, okay, they had a plan to execute their plan.
Right.
To get turned down by Kobe Dean, not over money, because I'd rather be with the Raiders than the Cowboys.
Wow.
Just think about this. I'd rather be with the Raiders.
The Raiders
than the Cowboys.
Dean. All right, and then
so you said would have, going back to Monday, what could they have done to make me feel better? Have a plan, execute your plan, and again, chopping wood. They've chopped wood. They've gotten better, but add something else. You're still lacking. You're still lacking with that linebacker. You're still lacking things to do beyond. If we can't get Maxx Crosby, I would have taken Trey Hendrickson. He don't like Trey Hendrickson.
Right.
Trey Hendrickson can get to the quarterback. And I don't think he has and I'm not talking Trey Hendrickson from 3 years from now. I'm just talking about Trey Hendrickson from next year. He improves what you have at end. He's a better end than anybody you have on your roster. He's a better pass rusher than anybody you have on your roster. So go get your pass rusher.
Okay.
Get your linebacker. Get your safety. Get those guys here. Then if the time machine, you brought up time machine, what could they have done to make me feel better about what they've accomplished and their ability to achieve their goals next year?
So basically, I'm picking up what you guys are putting out: quality over quantity. You would have rather had this move. I'm just saying that in general, you two would have been extremely happy, or the audience would have been extremely happy if we just said none of this happened. If we just said Monday, we put all our chips in the middle and we go get Maxx Crosby. There's no Jalen Thompson. There's no
there's
Rashan.
still Jalen Thompson.
No.
You can still do that.
I'm just talking about just in general.
That doesn't leave you that's what I'm saying. Signing Maxx Crosby doesn't leave you void of going to get other players.
Oh, okay. I get what y'all saying now.
Yeah, you just don't have.
Max would have been able to elevate everything.
Yeah,
I get you. I get you on that.
Lift our boats. But you still need help. You still need help.
Right, you still would have had to go out and get the Jalen Thompson.
And again, they told us they were going to get help for the entire defense. They told us they need help. Christian Parker told them we need upgrading talent, not just at pass rush, at other parts of the defense.
Here's my theory on all of this. Normally, the Cowboys technically don't dance around on the opening week of free agency. Normally, expected to spend money. Okay. But they do spend money down the stretch.
But they really don't spend money.
I get what I'm saying.
5 years, they're at the bottom of the league.
Right.
And money spending in free agency.
I'm not talking about money spending entirely. I'm talking about going and getting players collectively.
They're day 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, they go get guys. So I'm thinking that the Cowboys they're not done yet in free agency. They're going to still continue to try to get more guys to fit their identity, what they're trying to do.
But they're going to be getting what they've done in the past. They're going to be getting
They're getting
Kyrie
Elam's.
They're not getting difference makers. They're just getting roster fillers.
They're getting the Kyrie Elam's of the world and Kenneth Murray's of the world. They're getting those type of players. They're not getting the game changers. They're getting roster players.
They are not doing that. But
adding players is not the goal here. It's not what they're supposed to be doing here.
But we so far behind on players, I think that we needed collectively to get these guys like the Jalen Thompson.
PJ Locke. They were always going to do that.
You know what I'm saying? We have so many holes on this team.
But saying F those picks doesn't stop you from getting those guys.
Exactly. But at this time, we're trying to still build towards that because the Cowboys still have time before that.
And one thing that we got to talk about before we go, Osa Odighizuwa.
Okay,
we got to talk about Osa. There's, we brought it up last week. I brought it up at the combine that Osa did not like how he was going to be using this new scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he doesn't want to be the run-stopping 4-eye guy. It's really hurts his development, hurts his chance to get another contract, hurts his future development. It may be best for the Cowboys and how they're currently constituted with what the guys do and fitting the guys that they have into the new scheme, which, again, why Maris is an outside linebacker, because it's best for the scheme, but it may not be best for Maris. Right. And we'll see. It doesn't mean he's going to make the team. Same with Sam Williams and some of the other guys. But now, and Jeff brought it up, Osa can't be traded. Look at his contract. He can't be traded.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's some smoke to that fire or fire to that smoke, whichever. Did we decide which one it was? The teams are sniffing around. The Cowboys want to know if Osa's available. And one team, according to my boy Nick Harris, is the San Francisco 49ers, who happened to just hire Matt Eberflus as their assistant head coach defense. They've inquired to the Cowboys about possibly prying Osa away. That doesn't mean the Cowboys want to trade him.
Right.
But there are teams who are thinking that he could be available and are asking the Cowboys, what would it take to get Osa off your hands?
The Cowboys are without a second and third round pick. I'm being completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
Osa not bringing you a second or third round pick.
So get Osa in a second.
Who?
I'm saying get Osa for a second. My bad.
No one's giving you a second for Osa.
For Osa at this point.
No one's giving you a second for Osa.
A third?
All right.
I'm just saying, if they did, though, would you do it?
What?
For Fred Warner or somebody?
Would you trade Osa if somebody gave you a second round pick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what
quickly. In a heartbeat.
Because you can find that run stopping in the draft.
I mean, it helps out tremendously because
you have some of the guys already here.
Right.
So you don't have to look far to get that, to get that role filled. Again, I like Osa. This is not
Osa is a great dude and great person.
Great person.
Right.
Good player.
Right.
He's not a foundational piece that if he goes away, you can't replace. I think one of the things that helped Osa become really, really, really good
was
he was lined up on the same line
with Michael Parsons.
With the dude who was not named.
Oh, he who
remained unnamed.
Nameless.
Right. He set up a lot of that for Osa to get paid. I think Osa's a good player, but Osa's not untouchable. For a second, I'm gonna help Osa pack myself.
All right. So, and then it's the 49ers dealing with them. I think that you have to throw in a player too. I'm not going to just give the 49ers grace and mercy just on the second.
The Cowboys don't even operate like that. The Cowboys
they enemies.
First of all, that has nothing to do with anything. They traded with the Eagles. Again, listen. I love you.
I know, but I know. Hold on, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Before you didn't want to come here because of the Eagles. That don't mean nothing with business. They will trade within the division. They will trade with their enemies.
We get all of that. I get what you're going.
The idea that I ain't gonna help the 49ers. I'm gonna make the trade tougher because that don't mean nothing.
But trading Osa for a straight up second, I get it. You clear cap space, you get room and all of that stuff, and then you get a second round draft pick, but. It's to the point that the Cowboys been striking out so many times in the second round. I just don't think that the Cowboys would do that trade straight up.
No, that's fine.
I'm just saying that's my
take the robbery out of the trade.
That's all I'm saying.
Just take the idea that it's because I ain't gonna help the 49ers. The 49ers fleeced you over Trey Lance.
They did. They get us out of that Trey Lance.
Yeah. Here we go. We got Aaron in the super chat that says, you can't them around, but you can turn them over.
What?
I guess you can't turn them around, but you can turn them over.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
That's an
inside joke. But shout out to you, Aaron. I know exactly what you mean about
that.
We ain't got much time for that. The Queen says, why the Ravens getting top consideration over the Cowboys?
Why the who?
She said, why are the Ravens getting top consideration over the Cowboys? That's the CBs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what she means. Their top consideration, the Ravens. How they getting Ravens getting top consideration?
I don't know.
Come on, Queen. Sing that Queen song.
Only had one of them.
He
only had one of them.
Sing the Queen song right quick.
That's the only one I had, lady.
All right, man. That does it
I'm
for
gonna have to
us
answer that
today.
later.
Thank you, Law, for sitting in while Jeff is getting surgery to our boy Jeff, man. If you're watching this, brother, I hope surgery went well. I knew it went well. Get well soon for Clarence, for Jesse, for all of you. Thank you. Hit the like button on your way out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And remember, as Jeff always says, you never know what anyone's going through, so be kind to everybody. And as I always say, eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.